Thank you, Madam Chair. And Chair Powell, congratulations on your renomination. I'm glad to see President Biden recognizes what I've said all along is that you've earned and deserve another term leading the Federal Reserve. Under your leadership, the Fed took decisive and unprecedented action to prevent the COVID-related economic challenges from becoming an economic or financial crisis for Americans. But there's more work to be done. We need to unwind these firefighting measures and turn our focus to rebuilding the economy, which, thanks to pro-growth Republican policies, was the greatest in our lifetimes just prior to the pandemic. It's the Fed's job to look at and evaluate the macroeconomic picture. It's not their job to respond to each and every variant. But it's not just the pandemic that is posing a threat to our full recovery. It's Democrats' bad fiscal policy decisions that is driving inflation. Right before Thanksgiving, House Democrats passed another massive multi-trillion-dollar spending bill. Our economy is feeling the full force of that politically motivated decision. Look at the job market. In September, job openings and labor turnover survey reported more than 10 million unfilled jobs, remaining near a record high. 4.4 million people quit their jobs, an all-time high. Labor shortages continue to hold back growth and weaken the backbone of our economy, small businesses. And instead of seeking bipartisan solutions to support working parents as we continue to manage COVID, Democrats opted for unworkable mandates. The NFIB's small business survey for October showed the economic outlook deteriorating to its lowest level since November 2012. Our labor force participation rate has stagnated since June 2020. What do these things have in common? All these issues have in common bad fiscal policy, not a question of monetary policy. Nearly half of small businesses report they had job openings unfilled. They were not able to even get qualified applicants to. 58% indicated they had few or no qualified applicants, in fact. Look at consumer prices. From a year ago through October, the headline CPI rose to 6.2%, the largest annual increase in 30 years. Consumer sentiment for November dropped to its lowest level in a decade. In fact, American families just experienced the most expensive Thanksgiving on record. Now, Democrats want to blame increased prices on American businesses or some other force. It's their policies. It's their policies. It's coming from inside the House. It's coming from inside the Senate. It's coming from inside this administration. They're driving up costs for the American people. In fact, in October, the San Francisco Fed released a report showing that Democrat policies are harming our recovery. So what do House Democrats do? Well, they spend more money. That was the big vote in just before Thanksgiving. More money. That's pouring jet fuel onto an inflationary trajectory we have in the economy. Well, speaking of fuel, though, just look at gas prices. This is the bad policies from this administration. When you shut off American energy sources, it drives up the cost of petrochemicals in our economy. And outsourcing that to OPEC actually makes us more dependent on other foreign sources. So, as important as it is for us to hear from both of you today, in fact, this is the final remnant of the CARES Act, the fact that you two are mandated to come and appear before us on a quarterly basis about programs that have now been rescinded, but this is the final remnant of the CARES Act, which was, by the way, a bipartisan bill passed through the House and the Senate and signed by the President last year. But we look forward to hearing from you today about this broad economic question that we're all very concerned about. And as we discuss these policies and what we're doing to address them, I hope that we can talk about solutions, not just the problem. And with that, I yield back.